should be live. Should be live. Should be. Yes, we are. There we go. Why isn't it not coming up in my list of followed channels? All right. Okay. So we are live. All right. What do I want to do? I need to get... I'll stumble through this. There it is. All right, cool. Get this posted here. Can you reply to your own? I don't think you can, so I guess I'll just edit it. Do that. There we go. We'll come over here. There, and copying it there isn't going to do me any good. Hang on just a second. I gotta get something. I'm back. I still don't think there's anybody here, so it's not the end of the world. But I am here nonetheless. This is what I wanted. And I'm going to be posting... What's going to be coming up here is going to be my... personal Twitch account. My Around the World Sports one is on a... I forgot my login. So, yeah, that... Anybody who's here, that Lakos is me. It's just an old role-playing character of mine. And, all right. So, I think we are good to go. I'm recording. Stream looks good. No drop frames. We are live over there. Hopefully, this computer works. Oh, shoot. Shoot. You know why? You know why, Random Task? Because he made me a mod on my Around the World Sports login, and I gotta figure out the... Damn it. All right, let me see if I can figure that out. I knew that. I didn't even think about that. So what am I doing? I'm going to Twitch. How you doing tonight, man? Yeah. No, Chris doesn't hate me. I make it harder on him than it needs to be, I think. Because as soon as the last stream ended, I asked him for my... I asked him to make me a mod on this channel so I could post links to my YouTube channel, and he did it immediately. And then as soon as he did it, I realized that I had forgotten my login for my Around the World Sports... my Around the World Sports login. So I'm going to see if... Because that's not right. So let me see if I can get logged in. Yeah. Let me see if I can get it sent to my... So this stream's gotten off to just a stellar start here. All right, well, they sent a link to my phone. So let me see if I can fix this. Yeah, go ahead and send it. That's why he blocks my links. Yeah, I think you're right. So the plan for tonight, while I stumble through this, is to get through the end of the regular season, and then maybe we can play a postseason game. Come on, why am I not getting this message? I'm supposed to get a text message. If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna say screw it. I mean, most of you guys who come in here follow my channel anyway, so I don't even know why I need to post it. So, all right, screw it. I'm gonna deal with it later. I'm not gonna deal with it now. I'd rather get to the stream. So. Screw it. We'll figure it out later. Anyway, Thanks for joining me this evening. My name is Aaron, and yeah, you can follow me on YouTube at Around the World Sports. We are in the middle here of year number. What year is this for us? 6, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're in the middle of year number 6, and we have finally broken through this year. Our first season was a 54 and 108 years. Then we won 68 games. Then we won 83. Then 99 back in 2024. We still finished in 4th place with 99 wins. We fell back to 81 last year. And this year, through August 1st, we are 75 and 35. It has been a really, really nice season for us. And my office is about 110 degrees. Got the air conditioning on. It's not working, so it's hot up here. We'll do a quick recap of how things look from a statistical perspective, and then we will get on with the simulation. Yeah, we're 75 and 35, and we're still not in first place. We are a game behind the Dodgers, who win the World Series every single season. Pitching, for the first time ever, our pitching has been just absolutely fantastic. Our starting 5 of Patino, Glasnow, Leiter, Guess, and Dunn have been wonderful, really, since the beginning of the year. Patino, we picked up in this past offseason for Zach McKinstry and Sir Anthony Dominguez, and then a couple of prospects, and it was worth every penny we paid. You can kind of just quickly take a look at the team stats. Jack Leiter, in his 3rd full season, has finally put it together, lowered his ERA by a couple of runs. Random task, I forgot to ask, how was your weekend? Did you have a good, I guess I don't know if you're American, a good 4th of July weekend if you're American. If you're not American, did you have a good weekend? I ate a lot of burgers and hot dogs and got to lay out on the hammock today, so it was a good weekend for me. Leiter's pitched well, Patino's pitched well. Ben Guess, his first full season, used him out of the bullpen last year, has been really good as a starter for us. His control potential is up to 100 now, so he just gets better and better with time. Our bullpen has been really good as well. And our bullpen has been kind of that place where it's been up and down really since the beginning, but we got a couple of pieces that are just really hitting it out of the park, so to speak, this year. And so that's you were on vacation. Where'd you go? So was it a staycation or did you actually go someplace? From a lineup perspective, we're still waiting on. We got a couple players waiting to come back from injury. We get Joey Gallo back in 2 to 3 weeks. Joe Adele back in 2 weeks, and Drew Romo is back in 3 days. Angel Henao is back in a month. So 2/3 of our starting outfield is currently out with injury, which is why we've got Isaac Pacheco batting 4th and playing left field for us. So these guys will come back sooner rather than later. That'll be good. But other than that, Jose Ramirez has had a really solid season for us. He had a bounce-back year. Last year wasn't great for him. I mean, it was okay. 22 home runs, 76 knocked in 117 games, 3.5 WAR, but he had put up almost 8 WAR previously. You're moving a friend across the country. It was a road trip. We are fortunate enough to be vaccinated, so you took full advantage. Yeah, I'm seeing, I go out into public now, and I don't wear a mask when I go into, I keep a mask on me. I'm finding that masks are like the new, $5 bill. I find one in, every pair of pants and shorts that I own. So I always have a mask on me, but I don't use it anymore. So it's weird when I walk into, you see buildings and they say, you only have to wear a mask if you're not vaccinated. I am fully vaccinated. I also, as you may or may not know, I also had COVID. So I am both vaccinated and inoculated. So we're looking forward to taking our first vacation sometime here in the next couple of months. We have a condo up in Wisconsin that we share with my wife's siblings and the rest of her family. So we'll be going up there at some point, but looking forward to that for sure. Jose Ramirez had a nice bounce back season. Sam Wozniak's second year has been pretty good as well. 900 OPS, 3 WAR. Gabriel Arias, we picked up in the offseason, has been, he's on pace for 29 home runs, 100 RBIs. but he's getting it done defensively. His zone rating and his efficiency is just nuts. Kiner Falefa and Arias as our middle infield combination with Drew Jones in center has been just elite. So defense is not something we've had to worry about. And the great thing about Kiner Falefa is we're not paying him a penny. The entirety of his contract is being picked up by Texas, and he's put up 2 WAR this year, hitting good enough. But again, with him, it's about his defense. So Jamison Hanna, Shea Langlier, Drew Jones doing okay. The bat's coming around a bit, on pace for 13 home runs. In your area, it's about half and half where masks are required. Yeah, I'm one of those people that, if somebody wants me to wear a mask, I will. I don't care. I went and I had my first eye doctor appointment last week. I'm 45 years old. I've had perfect vision my entire life. And I had to have an eye doctor appointment last week because, well, my eyesight's not what it once was. And it turns out I do actually need glasses. But it didn't occur to me, like an eye doctor, it didn't occur to me that it was like a normal doctor's office. You know what I mean? So, like, I walked in there, and she was like, do you have a mask? And I went, oh, shit, I don't. And she goes, that's fine. And she gave one to me. And I put it on, and there's no fuss, and there's no reason to argue. If somebody wants you to wear a mask, put the damn thing on, do what you got to do, and leave. Who cares? If you're vaccinated, if you like to trade, if I were on a train or if I were in some place that was packed like that, I would probably still wear a mask anyway, just for my own sanity, but I don't want to get into I certainly don't want to get into a political discussion on Twitch. But yeah, I'm of the mindset that somebody wants me to wear a mask, I don't care. I'll put the damn thing on and just call it a day. So, all right. So let's get going here. So we still have a couple of weeks before we get our outfielders back. We get Romo back in a couple of days, which is nice. And we're just gonna play some baseball here. Not a whole lot to do other than sim and chat. We just passed the trade deadline. What did we do at the trade deadline? I don't even remember. It's been a while. We picked up a couple of relievers, right? We picked up Tyler Johnson from the Cleveland Indians in exchange for Danny Diaz and Nick Solak, who was just sitting down in our minor leagues. Extreme ground ball pitcher, good movement, a couple of good pitches. I agree, it's baseball time. Yes, sir. Tyler Johnson signed. He's arbitration eligible, so we could re-sign him next year. An extreme ground ball pitcher. Hasn't pitched all that well in an inning and a third so far, but his ratings suggest he'll be fine. And then we also made a deal for, I think that was the only deal we made, because we had another pitcher that was injured that just came back, Matt Foster, who we traded for back in June. He just came back from the injured list, so we upgraded our bullpen a bit. We didn't do much else because my thought was that all of the players we get back from injury will be those trade deadline reinforcements once we get these guys back. So, So let's get August started. As I say that, yeah. So here you can see where we started out the season 44-12. April and May. June we were 13-12, and then we bounced back a bit, 18-11 in July. So yeah, June was a bit of an odd month. It was very up and down. So hopefully August will be more like July, April, and May. So let's see how it gets started. Not good. Not good at all, as Dunn gives up 7 in 4 1/3. And he could be, I don't want to say on his last legs, because he hasn't been bad, but we have quite a few young pitching prospects who are waiting in the wings. Hey, Breeze, what's going on? How was your weekend? Welcome in. You didn't miss any. You missed one game. You missed a 7-2 loss. So, and you missed a 10-7 loss, apparently. Oh, that sucks. Okay. So, Leiter gives up 7 in 2 innings, so that's not good. We do have Drew Romo back. So, let's... Murphy's going to have to be DFA'd, I'm assuming. I don't think he'll want to go down to the minors. Oh, he will. Cool. All right. So let's get Romo back up. Let's get Romo back in the lineup. And see if we can end this 2-game losing streak to start the month. right, so game 3 at Pittsburgh. What's worse than getting ants in your room? Is that three ants? Verdugo getting snubbed. Yeah, I mean, I can't, as a Red Sox fan, I can't really complain since they did have the most. Man, we just lost 3 in a row. Since they did have the most All-Stars in the league. They had 5 All-Stars, which was more than any other team in the majors. So I can't complain too much. But yeah, it would have been nice to see Dougie get that invite. So we finally pick up a win. Ramirez 2 for 3, 3 runs knocked in. Langley with a pinch hit single. Ah, shit. Guest gets hurt with a sore elbow. Bullpen game. Conine continues to pitch well. All right. Well, hopefully he's not out. That doesn't maintain. We need him to stay healthy. All right, we are about to take on St. Louis, who is one of the worst teams in the league. So hopefully we can bounce back here a bit. You forgot about Barnes. Barnes made it too. Matt Barnes made it too. His first All-Star appearance as well. And Evaldi, I heard on the broadcast yesterday that Evaldi leads, or he's 3rd in all of baseball in pitcher WAR. So he's been good. I mean, he hasn't been. I mean, he's been their ace. I mean, let's call it what it is. He's been their best pitcher year round. But yeah, he's third in baseball in pitcher WAR behind DeGrom, and I don't remember who the second one was. But yeah, he's 3rd overall. So he's pitched well enough to earn it for sure. I hope he doesn't pitch, because the last thing we need is an injury-prone pitcher pitching in the All-Star game and getting hurt. But all right, let's see how things go against St. Louis. A 9-4 win, so we bounce back there. Gabriel Arias, 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Kiner Falefa drives in a couple. Patino goes 5, doesn't get the win. Conine continues to get it done. He's pitched 11 games, 12 innings, 20 strikeouts, and he's 4-0. So that was a good move by us calling him up at the end of last episode. I mean, Devers is the Mets got snubbed. Since they're leading the division with like a double. Yeah, I mean, they've got I don't know the Mets roster top to bottom. I mean, obviously you got DeGrom. I mean, that's a no-brainer. I don't know what kind of year Pete Alonso's having. I imagine he was blocked by like Freddie Freeman, no matter how good of a season he had. But yeah, I haven't honestly, I haven't looked at, I just saw that the Mets were playing the Yankees and I became a Mets fan this past weekend. So, yeah. All right. So we win. Finally, we win 2 in a row. So we're 2-3 this month. Can we win our 3rd straight? Yes. 2-1-12. Isaac Pacheco, 3 hits. Wagner had a couple of hits off the bench. Dunn pitched 6 1/3. Bullpen was fantastic. 3, 4, 5 2/3 of shutout baseball. So good stuff there. We lose the final game 8-2. We take on Washington for 3. 4-2 win. Ohtani, Taijuan Walker got snubbed too. Yeah, I mean, I guess, when I was a kid, I used to love going to the ballpark and, using the little punch cards and punching out the holes to vote for players. And you got one, right? I mean, you got one ballot, you voted for who you wanted to vote for, and that was that. Now it's how much can you stuff the ballot in the window before it closes. And that's, that's just the world, I guess, and that's just how the internet works now. But yeah, it just, to me, it doesn't mean as much because one person can vote, it's 25 ballots per person now. Okay, well, at least they put a limit on it. But even still, how are you going to limit that? How hard is it for somebody to vote from one place and then vote from another, or use their wife's name, or use their kids' names, or I didn't vote this year, so I don't know exactly how it works, but I would think that if I wanted to vote for myself, I could, and then if I wanted to vote for my kids, I could too. I don't know. All right, so we win 4-2. Wesniak and Veen each with a couple of RBIs, home runs for each of them. Glasnow pitches 7, picks up his 10th win of the year. We are 3 games out of first place. So we're 4-4 this month, and we've lost 2 games in the standings. 6-5 win, so that's nice. We score a run in the top of the 9th. Jamison Hanna with a pinch hit double in the 6th. Kiner Falefa homers. Ramirez, 3 hits and an RBI. Detmers picks up the win. Foley gets his 34th save. Game 3 against Washington. Win 1, lose 1. Win 2, lose 2. All right, we play at home against Cincinnati. 4-3 win. Eden Crow on Ohtani, thought for sure he'd never be healthy enough for this kind of performance. Yeah, I mean, part of me says he's twice as susceptible, right? I mean, he's already hurt his arm once, so you had to wonder whether or not that was going to affect him long term. But I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in the American League, save for that his last start against the Yankees, and he's absolutely been one of the best hitters in the American League. It's crazy. Everybody knew he was going to be good. I don't know if people thought he was going to be this good at both. They knew he had a power bat, but I don't know if anybody knew that he was also going to be this good pitching as well. So Isaac Pacheco with a 3-run homer in the 1st. Dunn picks up his 12th win. So we won 3 of our last 4. Can we make it 4-5? No. Can we take the series against Cincinnati? Yes. All right, so we get Joe Adell back. So that is a start. All right, who goes down to the minor leagues? Pacheco or Wagner? Wagner's hitting better right now, or he's got a higher average, but I think it's Wagner who goes down just because Pacheco's got a little more flexibility. Let's get Joe Adell back in the lineup. All right, so what do I want to do with our lineups here? So Joe Adell's going to come back in at left, right? No. Drew Jones is in left for now, I guess. And Joe Adell is in center. And then Pacheco will back up there. Pacheco will back up here. And then against the lefties, Joe Adell comes back in here. We'll do something like that. All right. So we get Joe Adell back. So we're starting to get healthy. We've won 4 of 6. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-3 in our last 10. 2 games out of first place. Luke Lito got the start at first base, goes 3 for 4 with an RBI. Ramirez, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Veen, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Glasnow picks up the win. 10 strikeouts on the year. All right, so we got 3 games at Milwaukee. We'll just get to the end of the month, and then we'll recap stats, and then we'll go through September and see what happens. And we get Gallo back. Fantastic. All right, so Isaac Pacheco has played well, but he is going to go back to AAA. Let's bring Gallo back up, and let's reset our lineups. Joey Gallo is going to play right. Zach Veen is going to play left. No, he can play every 5th game. I don't want Jones playing as the backup. I want Hanna as my backup. And then against lefties, we are going to stick with what we had, which was Drew Jones in right and Adell in center. Cool. So we're starting to get healthy here a little bit. That's good. Actually, I think the only person that's still out is Janau. Yeah, and he's out for another 2 weeks. So we get him back soon. I'm really hoping that he continues to develop because we need we're going to need a second baseman next year. I mean, we've got the money. We could bring back Kiner Falefa, Kiner Falefa if we wanted to. I don't know that I want to bring him back yet, but thankfully we have enough money to do so. What do you guys think? So far for us in a year and a half, he's hitting about 280. But his value is all in his defense. You can see last year for us at third, he played No, he played second. Yeah, second, he was above average. At third base, he was below average. But he's been very, very good at second for us this year. So that's a decision we'll have to make. Also, Justin Dunn hasn't pitched particularly well this year. His contract is definitely manageable. I mean, it's $10 million a year for the next 2 years, $11 million for the next 2 years. It's movable. See what we can get in return for him. And we have Jim Denny, who's ready to go. He'll be up next season in our rotation. We also have some other pitchers who are ready. I mean, Sademon Parker is potentially ready. We'll probably start him in the. You're a strong subscriber in the OOTP as a hitting game philosophy. So does that mean that you would start Janao over Kiner Falefa because he's a better hitter? But yeah, we have. I mean, Carter Smith is an extreme ground ball pitcher who's ready. Jackson Bennett is ready. I mean, we've got a ton of depth in our AAA system. Never mind, we've got some players down in AA and even below that potentially will be able to help us at some point. But at any rate, 3 games at Milwaukee against the Brewers. Let's see how these go. First game is a 5-1 loss. Second game is. What happens in the second game? An 11-6 win. All right, so we're still 3 games out of first place. Dodgers are just having a crazy, stupid season. Drew Jones, 4 hits and an RBI. Veen, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Wesniak, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Home runs for Wesniak, Romo, and Veen. Patino gives up 1 run and 5, and then Lito comes in and blows it. But then the rest of the bullpen comes in and does a nice job. All right. Can we take the series? That's what we're looking to do. Just continue to win series here. Nope, we lose 7-6. So we're 3 games out. We have a 3-game series here against the Dodgers now. So we could either, who is this? J.T. Schwartz. 3 home runs for the Orioles. Kiner Falefa wants to come back. Willy Castro is a free agent. He's somebody that I might have my sights on as he he's really good. I mean, we could plug him in at second base and call it a day, but he's obviously going to want a lot of money. So we'll see what happens there. A batter is more a better batter is more beneficial than a good defender, especially positions that aren't catcher, shortstop, or center field. Yes, I agree with that. If I always look for defense first at center field, shortstop, and catcher, always, without question. Second base is debatable. If the potential offensive improvement is significantly better than the defensive player, I'll go offense, but I still generally lean towards defense, really all the way up the middle, so shortstop and center field. All right, so we got a 3-game series here against the division-leading Dodgers. Oops, I wanted to go here. They are 86-40. We are 83-43, tied with the Padres for second place. And I mentioned this last episode that I really want to win the division. That sounds like an obvious statement, but because if I don't win the division, that means it's going to be the Rockies and the Padres playing a 1-game wild card. So you have the second and third best teams in baseball playing a 1-game playoff to see who makes the postseason. If you win your division, you don't have to play that wild card game. So I'm really pushing here. My nose is itchy. There's got to be something going on in my office because my nose doesn't itch until I come up here. Anyway, so we're 3 games behind the Dodgers. They're 86-40. Their pitching is just unbelievable. And they've got injuries. They've got Walker Buehler, who's out. They got Kershaw still, who looks to be. Kershaw he usually falls off a cliff, but he hasn't in this playthrough. 2026. Looks like he was injured for part of this season, but he's really been healthy this entire playthrough for the Dodgers. Carlos Duran is a young, won 19 games last year. Wow. 2.57 ERA. Brandon Hudson. I mean, this kid's a stud. Wow. Okay. So, we have 3 games against them. For catcher, anything above 55, catcher ability has diminishing return. And shortstop, 55 range and 55 arm is sufficient. And center field, 55 range is fine. Really? I didn't know that. I always go for, and I know you're doing it on a 20 to 80. I'm assuming you're doing it on a 20 to 80 scale, right? So a 55, if you're doing it on 1 to 100, is going to be somewhere around a 60, 65. And that's kind of where I would start as a minimum, I think, for defensive ratings. So let's see how this series goes against the Dodgers. Can we get closer than 3 games, or are we going to end up further out by the time this series is over? Game 1. 4-3 loss. Oh, we were winning going into we were winning. No, we tied it in the 8th and then gave up the lead in the 9th. So Ramirez 3 for 4 with an RBI. Leiter pitches 5, and our closer gave it up, believe it or not. Foley gives up a run to drop to 4-3 on the year. Game number 2. Come on, win. 6-5 loss. We've now lost 4 out of 5. We have lost 4 out of 5. We're 5 games out of first place now. Yeah, nothing good happened in this one. Wozniak homered, Ramirez homered, Veen homered. But Glasnow got hit hard. Yeah, nothing good came out of this. All right, well, can we avoid the sweep? Finally, we win 7-6. They score 3 in the 9th to tie it, and then we won it in the bottom of the 9th. So that's a bit of a disappointment. Or not a bit. That's a very disappointing series. Wozniak, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Veen with 3 hits. Freeland picks up a couple RBIs. Guest goes 5 1/3. Foster blows the save. Foley, kidding. Foley gives up 6 hits and 3 runs in 1 inning and still manages to pick up the win. So we are now in 3rd place, as we are now 2 games behind the Padres, 4 games behind the Dodgers. Yeah, it's been another uneven month. We're 9-10. So we got Miami, Atlanta, and Arizona here. Let me close this. Shit. What is going on here? All right. I guess when I'm looking at catchers, I don't really look at the ratings. I look at the ability in the arm. And if somebody doesn't have a high rating but their ability in their arm is fine, then I'm good with that. Alternatively, if their rating is high but their ability and arm are low, then I would pass. But it feels like getting a catcher with a high with all 3 are high feels like kind of that, I don't want to call it a cheat code, but it feels like that's the, that's in the rule book for OOTP. You want to find a catcher who's got high catcher ability and high catcher arm. And then in center field, I don't focus on the arm at all. I focus on range more than anything. Error is obviously important, but I focus more on the range. If I've got somebody in right field, I want somebody with a good arm, but not necessarily good range. But yeah, I always go defense up the middle, generally including second base as well. I want that infield defense to be solid. And I can deal with having a below average third baseman and a below average first baseman, but up the middle, I always go defense. All right, so we beat the Marlins 5-3 and 10. Come from behind victory there, it looks like. Zach Veen, a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs, 2 home runs for Zach Veen, who's just having a great season, considering he was hurt for most of it. Patino pitches 5. Again, another bullpen victory. Second game against Miami. It's a 5-4 loss. We're back under 500. Man, we're 10-12 this month. 5 games out of first place. We are 2 games behind the Padres, and I don't know what to do. Our pitching has started to slide here a little bit. We're down to 5th in starters ERA and 5th in bullpen ERA, but I don't really know what to do. I'm not going to bench any of these guys, so I just sort of have to I guess I just sort of have to let him play through it, right? I mean, the alternative is to send somebody down to the minors who hasn't pitched poorly to call up an untested rookie. So, yeah, I feel like we have to stick with what's going on here. Our pitching staff has gotten us this far. We just hit a bit of a rough spot. It's kind of disappointing. After the way July went, this is disappointing. So we got 6. So let's forget what's happened to the first 3.5 weeks. Let's see if we can go like 4-2 or 5-1 in these last 6. That would be solid. That starts off good with a 10-3 win the waiver wire. I'll take a look at that in just a sec. So Jamison Hanna, anytime we put him in the lineup, he plays. He plays well. He's really been probably one of my favorite players in this Let's Play. He's just been really, really solid in the outfield as a 4th outfielder for us. So he's probably been one of my favorites. 3 hits, 4 RBIs. Langley, 2 hits, drives in a couple. Jones drives in a couple. Glasnow picks up the win. Let's look at the waiver wire. Meh. Nothing really. Carlos Martinez. No, he's no good. He's not no good, but he's not any better than what we have there. Try to look at the waiver wire to get depth help before going to AAA. That's a good idea. Especially if you want to avoid using an option on one of your young players. Like, if I suffered an injury to one of my starters, knock on wood that doesn't happen here over the next month and a half, but if I suffered an injury to one of my starters, going to the waiver wire might make more sense than calling up Jim Denny and blowing that option on him. So that is an excellent point, or Caedmon Parker or whatever. But Smith and Bennett have already used their option this year, because they started the season on the big league club. So if we suffered an injury, I needed to send somebody down, I would just call one of them up. All right, so we win the first game 10-3. So let's, again, 4-2, 5-1 in these last 6. Game number 2 against Atlanta is a 10-8 victory. I'll take it. I don't like all the runs we're giving up, but I will take the victory. Drew Jones with a monster game. 2 home runs, drives in 6. Ben Guest picks up the win. Foley with a save. All right, so Janao is back, which means Freeland can go back down to AAA. He is our backup. All right, so first 2 wins. So again, 5-1, 4-2 the last 6. Can we sweep Atlanta? Oh, hell. Who pitched in this one? Patino got this was just a month to forget for him. Yeah, 0-2 with an 8.59 ERA in 5 starts. So I spent the beginning of this episode talking about how good he was and what a great pickup he was for us, and he's sported an ERA of 9 here in August. All right, that's fine. So we're 2-1. So we're on pace for our 4-2/5-1 end of the month as we take on Arizona. Damn, 7-4 loss. And a 4-2 win. All right, so we've won. We're 3-2, so one more win gets us to where I wanted to be. Looks like Joey Gallo homered, Zach Veen homered. Did Veen get hurt again? No. Just pulled him out of the game after 3 innings or something. All right, whatever. Gallo homers, Veen homers, Leiter, 2 runs in 6 innings. If you've already burned the option, then they're a good choice, yeah. One of your online leagues, you had a game that ended... yeah. Yeah, there are games like that are just rough. You just assume that anytime you score more than X number of runs that it's going to be an automatic win. But there was a game, I think it was the Cubs and the Phillies back in the early 80s in Wrigley, and it was like 23-22, I think was the final score. Just a crazy, crazy game. All right, so last game of August. I wanted to go 4-2 or 5-1 in these last 6. If I win this game, we go 4-2. It ends us with a 500 record in the month. Not great, but, not terrible, I guess. And we win 3-1. All right. So we go 4-2 in those last 6. Glasnow pitched well. Wozniak, looks like Wozniak homered his 31st. Glasnow picks up his 13th win of the season. Foley his 38th save. So we are 5 games out of first place, 3 games out of second. We've got the wild card basically locked down. We're 16 games up on the Mets. Yeah, new, right. Yeah, if he's already on the right, if he's already on the right, it's not whether or not I call him up, it's whether or not he spends a year on the 40 man. Right. Thank you. Yes. So in those particular cases, both of those guys were already on the 40. So, all right. So we are, 5 games out. So let's take a look and I don't really know what I can do here. I mean, really every pitcher had a down month. I mean, that's 2 down months in a row for Glasnow. I mean, even though he went 4-1, he had a 4.58 ERA, so he didn't pitch particularly well. Dunn didn't pitch particularly well. Yeah, he had an ERA of almost 7. Leiter had an ERA of almost 9. Guess was the only one who was any good. ERA of 3.8. But every other starting pitcher was just awful that month. We looked at Dunn. The only one we didn't look at was Patino, and we looked at him before. He had an ERA of 8.5. Yeah. So our starting pitching was just an abomination in August. I don't know what I could have done, though. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I could have skipped a start. You know a secret? I'm all about secrets, man. So if you know something, let me hear it. Foley, I think even Foley had a bad month for him. It's obviously small sample size with starting pitchers, but yeah, he had an ERA of 3. It wasn't terrible. They get to expand the run, leave Colorado. Yeah, I wish I could, but that would sort of defeat the purpose of this entire playthrough. It was to win with the Colorado Rockies. So yeah, I don't know that there's anything I could have done with my pitching staff. I mean, I called up Brett Conine in July, and he was one of my best pitchers. He was 4-0, struck out 28 in 20 innings. But even my bullpen was pretty good. I mean, FIPS are always. I mean, FIPS are always. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Duplantier had a 3.73 ERA, but he was a negative WAR pitcher. Tyler Johnson has been okay since coming over, ERA of 4. Matt Foster has been okay since coming over. So our bullpen has looked okay. I think Lido probably needs to be used less. He hasn't pitched particularly well. Get to expand the roster. That might help get my starters out of games a little bit earlier. Yeah, it might help to put to change some of the. Actually, let's do our call-ups first. I think Carter Smith is one, and I think we just go 2 pitchers. I mean, I think there are plenty of hitters. Wagner, Freeland, Pacheco all deserve to be called up, but I think I want to go with 2 pitchers, and I think we're just going to go with Carter Smith and Jackson Bennett, just because they both have had the time already this year. And do I put in a pitch count to limit how much they're pitching, or do I make changes in strategy? Because I've got myself set to sabermetric, so my pitchers are getting hooked pretty much league average. My defensive, we'll look at the defensive efficiency in a second. So maybe we'll give them a little bit more of a quick hook and see how that works. If we go back to pitching, I know my efficiency's been pretty good this year, but we'll take a look here in a second. So we'll make him a middle reliever, him a long reliever. I suppose we could do this, make him 7th or early, or 7th or later. We could use Conine a bit more often, or do we want to use Conine? No, I think We'll use Conine a bit more often too, so maybe getting the relievers in earlier that way, combined with a bit of a quicker hook, gets us to our batters faced. Is that assuming is that under this specific player strategy? Peaks and valleys, a lot of threes, but a lot of fives. Yeah, I mean, one of the issues I had last year was I couldn't get all of our pitchers performing well at the same time. So we had we would have 3 pitchers pitching well and 3 pitchers pitching poorly. Where am I looking for this? Because you get the hook. Oh, right there. Okay. Batters faced. I've never thought about that. Yeah, I got it. I've never thought about that. What would be an appropriate number? And you always think pitch count, but what would batters faced be? What would be an appropriate number there? I mean, I would assume it would be somewhere around the proper number. You turn on aggressive tired hook. If enabled, this pitch will be pulled more aggressively when he is tiring in a game. Okay, cool. Well, let's do that with some of these guys and see if that makes a difference. I would assume that batters faced an appropriate number would be somewhere around 27, right? I would imagine it would be somewhere between 27 and 35. I guess I don't really know because I've never really thought about it in that context before, but it seems to make sense. Then guess game strategy, aggressive tiredness hook, jack lighter, and Louis Patino. 18 or 27. X times, right? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. All right, so let's start with this. We'll start with the tiredness hook. And we dropped the overall hooking starters quicker. So we'll see if that makes a difference. We also told them to bring in some of the relievers a little more often, so that should make a difference. As far as defensive efficiencies, we're actually in pretty good shape. Gallo and Veen have been below average in the outfield. Wesniak has been slightly below average at first, but everybody else has been great, really. Again, our top 2 are Arias and Kiner Falefa. And Joey Gallo, this is the first year he's been a negative defensive player. He's been really, really good defensively, but yeah, his days look like they're numbered here in Colorado. You use 27 in September, but you're playing in 91. In modern times, you might try 18 for poorer starters. Yeah, 18 gets you through the order twice. I mean, that's 5 innings? Realistically? I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? I mean, most pitchers are around for a lot of pitchers are getting pulled after 5 at this point. We'll start with the way we have it, and we'll see what happens. And if it continues to be a problem, we can go back in and we can adjust that. So we're into September now. 5 games out of first place, 3 out of second, 16 games into the wild card, 3 games at home against the Chicago Cubs. Game 1 is a 16-3 win. So whatever we did worked. Jose Ramirez, 3 hits, 5 runs knocked in. Gabriel Arias, 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Veen is at a 3-run homer. Ramirez homers twice. Ben Guess improves to 14-6. So whatever we did worked in game 1. So let's get on to game 2. Is a 13-12 win in 11 innings. So not a great pitching performance again, but offensively things are looking. Joey Gallo, 4 for 4, 4 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Joe Adell, 4 runs knocked in. Patino got smoked. Conine Smith came in, got hit hard. Gonsolin didn't pitch well. Foley, Detmers, Medina did. Okay. I guess you're going to have games like that, but whatever. I'll take it. We're 2-0 this month. Game 3 against the Cubs is a 7-5 win, and Zach Veen gets suspended for the San Diego series. Wonderful. Jose Ramirez, 2 for 4 with 6 RBI. Dunn pitches 5. Lito goes 3 1/3. Gets the win. Foley is 39th save. We're 3 games out, so we're making a bit of a push here. 2 games behind the Padres, 3 behind the Dodgers, and we've got 3 against San Diego now. San Diego is all about, they got second best offense, second best pitching. Got Mitch Keller, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball, as their ace. So we're going to face Keller, Gore, and Jagger Haynes, their top 3 pitchers. And for us, it will be whom? Leiter, Guess, Patino. The more times a batter sees your pitcher, the better they get. Does that happen in the game? Is that coded into the game somehow? I've never thought about those sorts of things in the game. In real life it makes sense, but I always just look at it as if these guys are a series of zeros and ones, and those sorts of things don't actually exist. All right, so first game here at San Diego. 7-0 loss. Garbage. All right, game number 2. All right, I'm just going to sim through this last game. So apparently we're going to end up in 3rd place. All right, so we win the final game of the series 8-5. Home run for Wesniak. He goes 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Arias hasn't hit a home run in a month. What the hell, man? Yeah, he didn't hit a home run in August. All right, well, still playing good defense. Guest goes 5 1/3. Foster gets the win. Foley picks up his 40th save. So that went about as well as anticipated. 5 games out of first, 3 games out of second. So it looks like we're going to end up in the wild card. It's just a matter of whether or not we're going to be playing the Padres or the Rockies. Unless we can go on some sort of hot streak. I'm not counting on it. Just you look at the way things started for us. We were 44-12 at the end of May. We're just over 500 in June. We were 18-11 in July, and we were a 500 team in August. So we are, we're obviously not an 800 team. We've been playing just over 500 baseball for the last 3 months. So you are what your record says you are. You read it on the internet, so it must be. Well, sure. Absolutely, that makes sense. We have 3 games at home against San Francisco. Game 1. Come on. 15-5 win. That's a good game right there. Did our starter go long enough? No, Patino couldn't even get through 4 innings. Bullpen came in, did a nice job, though. 5 2/3 innings of 1-hit baseball. We get 2 home runs from Wesniak. Arias, there we go. I smack him on the ass and tell him to let's get going, and he hits a home run. Veen with his 25th. Cool. So game number 1 is a victory for us. Game number 2. 7-2 wins. So that's 3 wins in a row, and we're 6-2 in the month. You hope we play the Rockies in the wild card? Did I say the Rockies? If we play an inter-squad game in the wild card matchup, I assume we will win. But yes, we will be playing the Dodgers or the Padres in the wild card, I'm assuming. Connor Fillet for 3 hits. Wesniak 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Veen, looks like he hit another home run. Joe Adell 2 hits, including a home run. Dunn picks up the win. He goes to 13-12. Final game of the series against San Francisco. It's a 7-1 win. So 4 in a row, 7-2 here in the month, and we're still 5 games out. So we can't play good enough baseball to catch the Dodgers. It's unfortunate, but it happens. Romo a couple of hits, Veen a couple of hits, Connor Fillet for 3 hits. No home runs in this one. Leiter finally pitches well. 7 1/3 shutout innings. day off before we go to Oklahoma City. And game 1 against Oklahoma City is another win. Cool. So we're starting to put it together here a little bit towards the end of the season. I mean, this is the right time to do it, right? The Argonauts, the Oklahoma City Argonauts. I like the font in their logo. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. It looks like I don't know, like, did you ever see the movie with what was it, Troy, with Brad Pitt? It kind of looks like the helmet he wore in that. But I like the font on the logo. Anyway, Drew Jones, 3 hits. Arias, 2 more RBIs. Glasnow picks up his 14th win of the season. So we look for win at number 6 in a row. Nope. Can we take 2 out of 3? Come on. Yes, 3-1. All right. 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Veen. Patino finally pitches a solid game. It's his best game in 6 weeks. 13-8. We got 3 games now against the Phillies. An 11-7 loss. Again, the Phillies. Oh, are you friggin' kidding me? I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate it. I hate it. All right, we'll call it McCartier. I hate it. All right, who goes into the starting rotation? Detmers feels like the right decision just because he's pitched the best, but I don't want to take him out of the... He's been so good in the bullpen. I feel like it's Carter Smith, and we leave him on a very strict pitch count. That one hurt. That one hurt, guys. So we'll set a pitch count and a batter's faced. That's why I pick up off the... Well, I mean, what would the waiver wire have done there? I mean, I wasn't going to take Ben Guess out of the starting rotation, and we've already used the option on Carter Smith, so... yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pick up Hans Kraus with his 37 movement and fly ball tendency and stick him in Coors Field. So, yeah, I mean, we just stick McCartier back in the bullpen, put Carter Smith in there, and see how it goes. But that's not a surprise. Stuff like that happens all the time. Leiter goes 6. Luke Lito picks up the win. Wesniak has got 39 home runs on the year. Zach Veen hits his 28th. All right, so last game against Philly is another loss. All right, so where do we stand standings-wise? All right, so we're 2 games behind the Padres, 5 games behind that. So I think we're going to end up in 3rd. I mean, we've made the playoffs, so, I mean, that's good. It's just a matter of do we play in San Diego or in Los Angeles. We're taking on the Mets, who are still battling. Nobody's battling for a playoff position at this point. Really, the division and the 2 wild cards are set here. It's really St. Louis, Milwaukee, and then Atlanta almost has the Marlins knocked out. So if we can win a game or 2 against the Mets, we win 3-0. That's a good game. Okay. All right. I see you, Carter Smith. I see you going 5 hitless innings in his major league start debut. That's fine. Maybe that's what it took. All right. Second game against the Mets is a 5-3 win. Wesniak hits his 41st home run of the year. Ramirez, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. And now, where was he? Was it pinch hit? Yeah, it was pinch hit home run. Excellent. Patino goes 5. Bullpen comes in, pitches pretty well. All right, we look for the sweep against the Mets. We lose 4-3. Pittsburgh, 6-4 win. So when the season is over, we are actually going to jump into the postseason, and I'm going to be playing some of the games. I'll be playing the elimination games, so you guys can kind of play along. You guys can give me tips, and if we get to a difficult decision, I'll pause and wait for you to give me some advice. But Langley does a nice job in his relief role. 3 for 4, 2 runs knocked in. Homers, Jose Ramirez homers. Leiter pitches 4 1/3. Bennett comes in, picks up the win, so he does a nice job there. Game 2 against Pittsburgh. We are 103-55 and 4 games out of first place. Drew Romo, 3 runs knocked in. Wozniak, it seems like I'm calling his name in just about every game. 42 home runs, 105 runs knocked in, 5.3 WAR for Sam Wozniak. Jamison Hanna, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Glasnow picks up his 15th victory of the season. Game 3 against Pittsburgh as we look for the sweep. It's a 9-5 loss. And the final 3 games of the season are on the road at St. Louis. First game is a 4-2 loss. Second game is a 5-3 win in 10. Jamison Hanna with a pinch hit 2-run homer. Yes, sir. Jamison Hanna, 2-run home run in the 10th. Wozniak, Veen, Ramirez all homer. Dunn goes 6. And I want to make sure that in this last game we don't have somebody pitching that yeah, screw it. I guess Leiter can start. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't somebody that would want to start in the playoff game. Ugh, crap. Okay. All right, so we finished the season 104-58, and we finished in 3rd place. And the Dodgers and the Padres both won 100. So there's going to be a 109-win team that has to play in the wild card. And I love baseball. All right, so let's look at let's see if there's any mail that we need to look at. Joey Gallo wants to come back. I understand that, but we're not going to bring him back. It looks like his career with the Rockies is just about done, but it was a great career. He played 5 years for us and hit, how many home runs is that? 201 home runs in 5 seasons for Joey Gallo. We signed him when no one else would play for us. Freddie Freeman, 2,500 hits. Nolan Arenado picks up his 2,000th hit. That Ben Guess injury is bumming me out. All right, so let's look at the standings. Yankees win the AL East with a 96-66 mark. Tigers win the Central. Twins and the White Sox are your wild card teams, and the Angels with a 98-64 mark win the West. Braves win the East at 92-70. Cardinals win the Central, 84-78, and then Padres, Dodgers, and Rockies all make the playoffs, all with at least 104 victories. Let's look at statistics. American League leaders. Richard Urana hit 330 for Oakland. Aaron Judge, 46 home runs. Marcell Ozuna, 133 runs knocked in for the Red Sox. Riley Green, 411 on base percentage. Kyle Tucker led the American League in WAR, OPS, slugging, and hits and total bases. Ryan McKenna, 118 runs for the Orioles. Riley Green, 48 doubles. Miguel Sano struck out 240 times. OPS plus, Kyle Tucker. Mike Trout walked 100 times. Cool. And pitching leaders in the American League. Jordan Yamamoto of Kansas City led the league in ERA. Matthew Liberatore, 16 wins. Josh Palmer, 18 losses for Jacksonville. He looks to be pretty good, though. He was the first overall pick in 2024. Brandon Sproat with 40 saves for Atlanta. Rodney Boone, 205 innings pitched, also led the league in WAR. Emerson Hancock, 235 strikeouts. Anything else interesting here? Not particularly. Jordan Yamamoto with a 132 ERA plus. Let's go to the National League. Mitch Keller, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Diego led the league in ERA. Tyler Glasnow of the Rockies led the National League in wins. Ben Guess was tied for second. Lyon Richardson, the closer. That can't be right. Was he a starter for part of the season? Yeah. He was 4-18 with a 6.20 ERA. That is not a good year. Julio Urias had 50 saves. Foley finished third. Keller led the league in WAR. Glasnow was second. Patino was fourth. Morejon, now with the Mets, led the league in innings pitched. Abner Uribe led the league in both walks and strikeouts. It's only 3 stars. 250 strikeouts. And then batters. Ramirez led the league in hitting. Bellinger in home runs. Wozniak was second. Ramirez was tied for fourth in RBIs. Bellinger led in RBI. Ramirez was third. Johnny Secoli. Holy crap. Okay. Johnny Secoli is really good at baseball. I expect his stats to be better than that given what his ratings look like. Wow, okay. Tatis with a 9 WAR season. Ramirez was second at 7.9. Jose Ramirez led the league in slugging and OPS. He was second in hits. Ozzie Albies was 60 doubles on the year. All right, so we got our hands full because we're going to have to go through both San Diego and Los Angeles to make the National League Championship Series. So, end of the year stats. Tyler Glasnow, 15-10. That is his third good season with us. Fourth good. Yeah, he started. His first year was 2023. He was 8-12. Then he went 17-9, 6-11, 15-10 this year with a sub-4 ERA. Struck out 230 and 188 pitches. We have him locked in for another couple seasons. Yeah, 2 more seasons after this at $12 million, which I think is a bargain. Louis Patino had a difficult second half of the year. Got a little better in September, but the first 4 months of the year he was really good. August was really bad. September was a little bit better. All ends up in a decent season. I mean, 13-9 with a 4.10. You know, what I was expecting him to be my number 5. Justin Dunn took a significant step backwards this year. He could be the odd man out in the offseason as he's only making $10 million a year each of the next 2 years after this. Jack Leiter, again, had a really good first half of the season. Things kind of fell apart the second half of the season. You can see 2-6 with an ERA over 7 in his last 11 starts. Excuse me. And then we had Guess, who is hurt. We'll look at him in a minute. But Carter Smith as a starter had one really good start and one not so good start. Jason Foley was really, really good for us in his first year as our closer. 44 saves, 1.72 ERA. 69 nice strikeouts in 62 innings. Really good ratings, and he's really good. Reed Detmers just had a monster season. Looked at 1.66 ERA in 49 games. Struck out 55. Medina bounced back nicely after a couple of difficult seasons. His WAR was right in line, but his ERA plus was up. BABIP was down. Walks were significantly down. Hits were significantly down, so he was pretty good. Gonsolin, who we picked up last season at the trade deadline, his contract is up after this year. He doesn't want a ton of money, but again, we've got players who we can call up and put in these roles, so we'll have to see what he wants. He might not be bad for a couple million at the back of the bullpen. Tyler Johnson was pretty good after coming over. 3.66 ERA, 1.29 ERA plus. BABIP was a little low, so it tells me he might have gotten a little lucky, but he was fine. Jackson Bennett in his first full season was up and down. Did go 3-0. Struck out over a batter an inning. I'm concerned about this, the movement and the extreme fly ball. The control and his 3 good pitches are why I'm keeping him around, but he could be part of a trade potentially. Brett Conine, I don't want to say he fell apart because he was better than I had anticipated when we called him up. Matt Foster was pretty good after we picked him up, a 1.37 ERA plus. We'll probably lean on him in the postseason a little bit just because he's a ground ball type pitcher. Duplantier, ERA of 4. We picked him up off the waiver wire a couple years back, and he's been really good for us. In 23 and 24, he was in the minors. We called him up in 25. He pitched 60 games, so he's been pretty good as a waiver wire pickup. Luke Lito, I don't know that he's ever going to be anything more than a back of the bullpen guy. If his movement gets a little better, he could be effective in that role, but he's primarily going to be an offensive player for us. We talked about Carter Smith, and then McCartier was meh. He won't pitch much in the postseason. I guess we'll start with defense. Efficiency, just like before, Wesniak, Romo, and Veen were all below average. Arias, Kiner Falefa, Drew Jones, Joe Adell, up the middle. Second base, shortstop, center field, right field were all fantastic. Jose Ramirez was well above average. Langley was above average. Lito was average. So defensively, we played better this year than we had previously. Batter stats, Jose Ramirez, 7.9 WAR. 37 home runs, 112 knocked in. He's locked in for another 3 years after this one at $27 million. So even if these ratings start to slip in the last 2 years are not worth the money, I think we got our money's worth with Jose Ramirez here as he's hit, 73 and 22. That's 98 home runs in 3 seasons and put up 16, almost 20 WAR in 3 years. Wesniak had a great season, 43 home runs, 107 knocked in. Zach Veen, his numbers suggest that he should not be this good. But if these numbers are extrapolated out to 160 games, he has another 40 home run season, so he's been great and cheap. Gabriel Arias, the power disappeared over the last couple months of the season, but still good for almost 4 wins. Most of that's defensive, but as a bottom of the order power bat, I'll take it. Joe Adell had another good season, albeit a bit injury-plagued, 24 home runs, bounced back nicely. Kiner Falefa had a really nice season for us at the top of the order, batting .274, playing good defense. We talked about Gallo. He's probably done after this year, depending on what he wants to come back. Yeah, he still wants $25 million, and I'm not paying him that. Drew Romo, he had to step down. I mean, the power, I don't want to say it vanished because he hit 10 home runs, but he hit 23 a year ago. Average and on-base percentage were almost identical, but he lost about 50 points off his slugging. So not a reason for concern yet, but it would be nice for him to hit a few more home runs than that. Drew Jones, his rookie season was pretty good. Not great. Defensively, he was outstanding. But next year I expect more out of him. Hannah was great again, putting up a 900 OPS. Langley was great as our backup. Lito didn't hit really all that well. I thought he would hit better with these ratings the way they are, but he'll be. We'll make him more flexible next year. I think we'll get him some time in left field and right field in spring training next season. And then Hanau will likely be our starting second baseman, although he came back from injury and didn't play well, just from looking at his ratings. He was hitting over 300 when he got injured. So I was about to move the... Man, I'm dumb sometimes. I was about to change the camera angle on the computer that I'm watching the stream on, not the one that actually has the camera on it. So anyway... All right, so we are going to play a playoff game. So we're going to get up to... What are we going to get up to? We're going to get up to setting the postseason roster. Yes, so Jose Ramirez wins the batting crown. Playoff roster, eligible for playoff roster. Is there anybody not on the playoff roster that should be? Pacheco's hurt, huh? I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody I want on there that's not. Let's just take a look. All right, so what are we going to do here with the pitching staff? So Carter Smith is going to come out. Patino's going to go there. We're going to go to a 4-man rotation. I I guess it doesn't really matter because this first game we're going to play. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. When we get to, if we win this game, we'll have to come back in here and set the pitching staff the way we want. Glasnow is going to be starting for us. It seems like Glasnow pitches in every damn game that I play. Probably because I've been playing mostly opening days, and he's been my opening day starter. So, all right, let's get to the game. All right, let's just delete my mail. I have 106 messages. So Minnesota wins the wild card game against the White Sox in the American League. Let's delete all these. And I'm going to save real quick. I'm not stalling. I just want to make sure I don't... Celtics hire Udoka. What's my reaction? Of course it's okay to ask. Breeze, I don't care. I love talking sports, especially when you're talking my teams. You see my shirt? I think you can see. I'm pretty dumb when it comes to this stuff, so you got to forgive me, but yeah, there's my shirt. You can see it. You know I'm a Boston fan, so yeah, you want to talk about the Celtics? We talk about the Celtics. We're going to do it in just a second, though. I'm going to grab something to drink. It's right on the other side of me. Hang on. And it's root beer, not beer. I am not a drinker. I used to be. Not anymore. So this is simply root beer. What do I think? I think it's a great sign. I think it's a great hire. I think especially considering Stevens got buy-in from Tatum and Brown and Smart. And they all gave the all clear, and I think it's a great hire. I just didn't want them to recycle. I didn't want to see a Jason Kidd or a Mark Jackson or something like that. I feel like this team needed not a fresh set of eyes, because I think Brad Stevens is a great head coach. I was never on the fire Brad Stevens train. I always wanted him to stick around, but I wanted. I would have been cool with Becky Harmon. I would have been cool with Juwan Howard, somebody like that. But I'm totally fine with Udoka. So looking forward to it. I can't wait for the season to start. What about you? What did you think? All right, so we got to get to this game here. So the Padres, 109-54, finish in second place. What's worse, winning 109 games and finishing in second place, or winning 104 games and finishing in third? That's really where we are now. So they are stacked offensively and defensively. Their best pitcher is Mitch Keller, who they signed as a free agent this offseason. Led the National League in ERA and home runs per 9. Zach Hess is their closer. Saved 48 games this year. Isn't very good. But I guess when your team wins 109 games, you're going to have the opportunity to save a lot of games. Offensively, they still got Tatis. 34 home runs, 104 knocked in, 9-win player. C.J. Abrams at the top of their lineup. 5-win player, Victor Acosta. Why is he playing? Is their first baseman hurt? Yeah, Greg Christopher. I guess it must have been, or was it Hae-Sung Kim? They do have a couple of injuries. Christopher and Kim. Let's just look at their... Yeah, who was their first baseman? Where do these people come from? Where does this guy come from? Like, what do they need? I mean, I don't want to say what do they need with him, but it's a 4-star catcher or 4-star shortstop that they got for trash. Wonderful. Anyway. All right, so we got a tough game ahead of us here. We can do it. Do I think we're going to? I don't know. Let's see how this one goes. Definitely losing 104 games and coming in third. I agree. I think losing 104 games and coming in third sucks. Anyway, all right, let's play this game. So they're going with Abrams at second, batting leadoff, Victor Acosta. Batting second, playing first, Fernando Tatis. Batting third, playing short, Manny Machado in the cleanup hole. Playing third, Robert Hassel the third. Batting fifth in right, Randy Arozarena. In left, batting sixth, Trent Grisham. In center, batting seventh, Luis Campusano. Batting eighth, playing catcher, and Mitch Keller getting the start. 14-3, 2.56. For us, Kiner Falefa will bat leadoff and play second. Sam Wesniak batting second, playing first. Jose Ramirez batting third, playing third. Joey Gallo batting cleanup, batting fourth. Playing right field. Joe Adell batting fifth, playing center. Zach Veen batting sixth, playing left. Drew Romo behind the dish, batting seventh. Gabriel Arias batting eighth, playing short. And Tyler Glasnow gets the ball for the Rockies. 15-10, 3.96 ERA. Keller was 1-0 with a .82 ERA against Colorado this year. Glasnow 0-1 with a 6.75. Not looking good, but let's see. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Petco Park in beautiful San Diego, California. Stay classy, San Diego. Isaiah Kiner Falefa stepping in against Mitch Keller to start this one off. 75 degrees and not a cloud in the sky. And that's about right. Strikeout to start off the game. Wesniak stepping in. Draws a walk. Jose Ramirez, the lefty, stepping in. And lines that one into center field for a base hit. Wesniak's going to stop at second. And that... You wonder if Petco Park allows pets to enter the park like a regular park. You said park a lot in that sentence. I imagine they have a bark at the park like every other ballpark does, so you can bring your dogs with you. I can't imagine that they would just let you bring any pet to any game. But all right, Joey Gallo, 1-2 pitch. He's going to strike out. No, it's a ground ball. 3-6-1, double play. Wonderful. All right, so they are going Abrams, Acosta, and Tatis against Glasnow. Abrams is a spray hitter, so we aren't going to shift. 1-1 pitch to Abrams. He had 57 steals, I just saw. 57 stolen bases on the year. 1 up, 1 down. Victor Acosta stepping in. 1-0 pitch. And we're losing 1-0. That didn't take long. Yep. All right. Fernando Tatis stepping in now. 1-2 pitch to him. Strike 3. And Manny Machado now. 3-0 pitch to Machado. Inside for a ball. Walks him. Robert Hassel stepping in. The right fielder. 0-1 pitch. Machado steals second. Full count pitch now to Hassel. Hit out to center field. I think we're going to get out of it. Yep. So we're down 1-0 after 1. That didn't take very long. Joe Adell stepping in. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3. Zach Veen. 1-2 pitch. And that's blooped into right field for a base hit. Drew Romo now. 2-2 pitch to our catcher. Called strike 3, and Gabriel Arias hits that one out to center field. That's going to get down for a hit, but unfortunately we have the pitcher batting now. So first and third, 2 outs for Tyler Glasnow. And he strikes out swinging. All right, well, bottom of the second, Arozarena, Grisham, and Campusano. 1-2 pitch from Glasnow to Arozarena, grounded back to the mound. Trent Grisham, 1-2 pitch to him. Strike 3. And Campusano is a pull hitter. 1-0 pitch to the backstop. He's grounded opposite of the shift, but he's still thrown out. So we get him to 1-2-3 in the second. Kiner Falefa now. Blooped out to center. Catch is made. Wesniak Full count pitch in the dirt, so he walks again. Jose Ramirez now. That one's hit out to center field. It's going to get down for a hit. Wozniak turns the corner and will end up at third. So we're getting some base runners here. That's 6 base runners and 4 hits in 2 1/3 innings against Keller. Can Gallo do something with it? Nope. Strikes out swinging. Joe Adell, he's going to strike out as well. Yep. Damn. All right, so we go to the bottom of the third. Mitch Keller leads off. Grounded to Arias at short. Over to first for the out. C.J. Abrams hits that out to left. It's going to be a base hit. And I assume he's going to steal, but I don't know if... Yeah. Not even a throw. Okay. So Victor Acosta, 2-2 pitch to him. Strike 3. All right, so now... This is one of those situations where I need chat's help. So I got 2 outs, a runner on second, Tatis at the dish, and Machado on deck with first base open. Do I walk Tatis intentionally to get to Machado? Or do I pitch around? What do you guys think I should do? I know what I would do, but what would you guys do? Just throw it at him? I mean, I guess if I'm going to intentionally walk him, I could just hit him with the pitch. All right. Okay. I am going to put him on. Pitch to Tatis. Oh, don't walk. Okay, nobody says I should walk him. All right. We will pitch to Fernando Tatis. Let's shift to the infield. 1-2 pitch to Tatis. Grounded to third. Good call, guys. Thank you. And we go to the fourth. Still down. So Breeze would have pitched. Okay, we got him. So we go Veen, Romo, and Arias here in the fourth against Keller. Veen grounds out to short. Drew Romo. Strike out. And Arias. Another base hit. All right. Well, I mean, it's good that Arias is 2 for 2. It sucks that both times it's been Glasnow coming up with 2 outs. Tyler Glasnow lines one into right field for a base hit. So 2 more hits here in the 4th inning. We have 6 hits off of Keller in 3 2/3 innings. Come on, Kiner Falefa. Grounds it in the hole, and that is going to do it. Damn, we're going to break through eventually here. So Machado, Hassel the third, and a Rosarena. 2-2 pitch to Manny Machado. Hit out to center field. 1 out. Robert Hassel is a pull hitter. 1-2 pitch to him. Strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Glasnow. He's at 53 pitches. A Rosarena steps in. Grounded to third. And a 1-2-3 inning. So Glasnow's pitched well through 4. And we go 2-3-4. Wozniak, Ramirez, and Gallo. And they pulled. Wow. They pulled their starting pitcher after 4 innings. They only let him throw 80 pitches. Okay. Well, this is an opportunity for us up against Henry. Yes, Henry. Sam Wozniak, 3-2 pitch. In the dirt. So he's been up 3 times. He's walked 3 times. Jose Ramirez steps in. Strike 3. Joey Gallo. Wild pitch. Wozniak. My nose is driving me nuts. Sorry. It's unprofessional as a streamer, but I'm not a streamer. I'm a guy who plays video games. So that is what it is. Joey Gallo. 3-2 pitch now to Gallo. In the dirt. So runners on first and second. Joe Adell. Strike 3. And Zach Veen will step in now. 2 on, 2 out, top of the 5th. They brought in a lefty. Okay. All right, so that's the end of the inning. We go to the 5th, Grisham, Camposano, and Hill. 2-2 pitch to Trent Grisham. Strike 3. Camposano is a pull hitter, so we're going to shift left. 3-2 pitch to him. Grounded to third, over to first for the out. And they're going to bring up Gavin Keelan, who is that shortstop. He's a normal hitter, so we'll pitch to him. That one's hit out to center field. All right, so I got a question now before it gets to that point. So Glasnow has pitched 5. Glasnow has pitched 5. Where's the box score? Where's the box score? Right here. Glasnow has pitched 5 innings. He has thrown 71 pitches, and he's due to bat here in the 6th. Do I lift him for a pinch hitter, or do I let him hit? Assuming there's 2 outs and nobody on, do I let him hit? Or do I'm assuming I got to get somebody up now anyway. Or do I go to the bullpen? Let me know. So let's see. Romo's going to lead off here against Steven Wilson. That one's hit out to right field. Down for a base hit. So lead off single. Gabriel Arias now. That one's caught. A line out. All right. So, again, random task, you're not wrong. Do I bunt? Do I try to bunt, or do I pinch hit? I feel like I have to pinch hit. I feel like that's the right move to make, but I just know that as soon as I bring in a bullpen arm, I'm going to give up like 4 runs, and it's going to blow it, because that's what happens to me. I feel like I have to bring in a pinch hitter. What do we have for pinch hitters? Jamison Hanna, Luke Lito, Drew Jones, and Angel Janau. Do we go with Luke Lito? Yeah, Breeze, I mean, it would be a sacrifice bunt, so, I would suspect that he would go to first base with it, but all right, we're going to get Luke Lito in there. Let's see how this goes. He's going to strike out. Nope, he's going to hit a blooper to center that's going to get down for a base hit. All right, so that worked. Okay. All right, so we have 2 on, 1 out, top of the order in the 6th inning. Kiner Falefa grounds it to second, over to... God damn it. All right, Reed Detmers is coming in. And we got 1, 2, 3, Abrams, Acosta, Tatis. Here comes the first pitch. I'm telling you, watch. They're going to score this inning, guys. Watch. So there's the first hit. So there you go. Victor Acosta. He's going to steal. Pop up on the infield. Catch is made. All right, same question. Glasnow would have... You're probably right. So same question I had before, except now, do we walk Tatis to get to Machado and set up the double play? I feel like that's the right move. I feel like walking Tatis to get to Machado to try to set up the double play is the right move here. I feel like that is the prudent thing to do. What do you think? I don't have a righty warmed up. I'd have to get someone warmed up. I didn't have double barrel action. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Let's do this. I think maybe if I put Tatis on, then I think if I put Tatis on, then Foster will be ready, and I can bring him in. I mean, Detmer's... He's actually better against righties than he is lefties. Versus Tatis? I don't know. Is that something we can find? I don't think you can look at that from here. Think it's too early for an intentional walk? Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to pitch to Fernando Tatis. 3-2 pitch. Grounded to short. Ah, and it's booted. Ugh. Okay. All right. So double play depth. Substitutions. Foster's ready. We're going to bring him in. He is a ground ball pitcher. Extreme ground ball pitcher. We've got the infield at double play depth. First and third, 2 out, 1 out. Manny Machado up. And Tatis steals second. All right, so here's the question again. Do we walk Machado to get to Hassel? And I don't have any more lefties, so it doesn't really matter. So I think walking Machado... I'm going to walk Machado. Might be a little too early, but I think I'm going to put Machado on here to get the force at any base. All right. So we've got Hassel. We're going to put the infield at double play depth. Let's see what happens. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. All right. So Arozarena is up. 2 outs. Bases loaded in the 6th. This is the pitch. This is the at-bat of the game right here. 1-2 pitch to Arozarena is popped up on the infield. We got out of it. Got out of it. Very nice. All right. So Wesniak will lead off against Steven Wilson. And he pops that one out to left. That's his first official at-bat of the game, as he walked 3 times before that. All right, Jose Ramirez now. Ground ball up the middle. 2 up, 2 down. And Joey Gallo. Wow. That was some quick feet from the pitcher, Steven Wilson. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 7th. Grisham, Camposano, and Wilson to face Matt Foster. Ball 4. Camposano's a pull hitter, but I want the infield at double play depth. Okay, so they get 1 out there. They're going to Axel Peralta. All right. 1-2 pitch to Axel. Hitting the air to right field, and that's going to do it. Yeah, Breeze, it worked. You know, it didn't work quite the way we had drawn it up, but it worked. Wasn't expecting an error and 3 stolen bases, but it worked. All right, C.J. Abrams is up now. He's 2 for 3. Runner on third, 2 outs in the 7th. 2-1 pitch from Wilson. Grounded to second, over to first, and we get out of that inning as well. All right, we got to get somebody up. I think it's got to be Foley at this point. Joe Adell stepping in against their closer, Zach Hess. 3-2 pitch. In the dirt. Zach Veen now. 2-1 pitch. Grounded to first. Over to the pitcher. So we have a runner in scoring position. 1 out here in the 8th. Romo up. Hits a pop out to right. Adele is going to stay where he is. And we've got Arias now. 1-2 pitch to him. Swung on and missed. All right. Let's go to Foley. Acosta, Tatis, and Machado. No, I really can't. Strike 3. I cannot, New. Tatis is a pull hitter. There's a pop out. And our pitching's been fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic so far. We've used, 4 or 5 pitchers? And they've been great. But yeah, we just can't buy a run. And they've used, like 6 pitchers? 5 pitchers? 5 pitchers. Keller went 4, Henry, Hill, Wilson, and Hess. All right. 3-1 to Machado is going to be an extra base hit. It's going to be a double, I think. So we got Robert Hassel's a pull hitter. 2-2 pitch to him. That's going to end the inning. So we go to the 9th. We got 9-1-2 for our season. So Zach Hess is a righty. I think we're going to go with Jamison Hanna. And just in case this game goes any further, Adonis Medina will get up, along with, I guess we'll just get 2 players up just to be safe. So Jamison Hanna will lead off the inning. Jamison Hanna! Gone! That's our boy right there. Jamison Hanna, lead-off home run, top of the 9th. And this game is all square. I told you, he's our boy. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa stepping in now with the game tied at 1. Pop out. Sam Wesniak now. Strike 3. And Jose Ramirez. Lines that one into right field for a base hit. So the inning stays alive. Joey Gallo, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Tie score. Gallo grounds into the shift, and we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. We will go with Adonis Medina to come in. Yeah, you got that right, Random Task. And I said about an hour ago that he was one of my favorite players in this series so far, and he comes through for us here. Can we get through the 9th, though? That's going to be the question. Adonis Medina comes in, 1-2 pitch to a Rosarena. That one's popped out. Trent Grisham now, 0-1 pitch to him. There. 3-1. So 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Campusano is a pull hitter. 3-2 pitch to him. I shifted the wrong way, but he struck out, so that's good. All right, so we go to the 10th. 10th inning, Ryan Weathers. Oh, so we go to the 10th inning, and they just bring in somebody who's 11-3 with a 2.77 ERA, of course. So we should... He's going to be tired when the inning's over, so let's do that, and we'll get somebody else up in a minute. All right, so Joe Adell steps in. Joe Adell strikes out. The golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts for Joe Adell. Zach Veen. Base hit to center. Drew Romo now. 2-2 pitch to him. Strike 3, and I got to get somebody up just in case I have to pinch hit for Medina. Who do we go with? I think we go with Patino. We're going to get the starter up. Arias, 0-2 pitch to him. Hit high. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Yeah, I don't have any. You're absolutely right, Random Task. You are absolutely 100% right. The 3-run home run for Rajai Davis for the Indians. You are absolutely 100% right. So they're going with Rock Riggio here to lead off the bottom of the 10th. Strike 3. All right, so now C.J. Abrams, who's been a pest. 2 hits and a couple of stolen bases. An infield single. So he's going to be on second here before too long. He's going to steal right here. That's the ball game. All right. I don't know what I don't know if there was anything different I could have done there. Acosta's hit chart was normal. I had a ground ball pitcher in there. CJ Abrams just beat me with his speed. I don't know what else I could have done. Abrams was 3 for 5, and he stole 3 bases. I don't know what else I could have done. I beat what, like 3 innings ago? Is that when I should have beamed him? Damn. Damn. All right. Well, I feel like we made the right moves. I really do. I feel like we made the right managerial moves in this. It just didn't work out. They were 5 for 5 in stolen bases, and that's how they beat us. They beat us. They beat us on the base paths. Abrams and Acosta had 5 of their 6 hits. They were 5 for 10. If you take those 2 players out of the lineup, they were 1 for 25 against our pitching staff. Ramirez had a good game. Veen had 2 hits. Arias had 2 hits. Glasnow went 5, 2 hits, 1 run. Foster pitched well. Foley pitched well. Yeah, I mean, I hesitate to say that Medina didn't pitch well. He gave up 2 hits he gave up a hit, a single, and a hit. An infield single, a stolen base, and a hit. And that's that. Shit. Okay. So our season is over yet again. But we made the postseason this year, so it is an improvement over last year. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the playoffs. So I'm going to keep going here. I figured I was going to go until about 10. So I got about an hour, so we'll sim through some of the off season, maybe most of it, depending on how close we get to spring training. Because we've got some money to blow, so we may as well blow it. Padres and Dodgers tied at 1. Cardinals lead the Braves. The Angels beat the Twins. Dodgers knock out the Padres, so it's the Dodgers and the Cardinals, the Angels and the Tigers. Come on, just anybody other than the Dodgers. The Dodgers have won like 5 in a row or something like that. I need something bad to happen to the city of Los Angeles in this playthrough. Angels are up 2-0. Dodgers are up on the Cardinals. Are we going to have an all Los Angeles World Series? Well, that's a bummer. The Rockies need to rock and roll in the offseason or they won't be the Rockies. That's a good point. I had some players retire. I don't care. Well, this is part of the challenge, right? If it was easy, it wouldn't be worthwhile. So, we absolutely broke through this year. I have a feeling we've hit that spot where we are going to be a contender year in and year out. We just need things to fall our way, and that shows the importance of having. The Tigers came back and beat the Angels, and the Dodgers make the World Series again. Random task. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. This offseason, I should visit the Rotary Club and talk about how I manipulate contracts for your players and force my employees to park in a dangerous area of town to save money. Is that something one of these teams does? Great, the Dodgers won the World Series again. I must have, yeah. Is that something Seattle did to its staff? I didn't know Seattle had a dangerous part of town. Seattle's a beautiful city. All right, I'm an out of the park baseball genius. All right, so if we look at the league history, This is just disgusting. So we've played 6 seasons, and the Dodgers have won 5 World Series, including 4 in a row. There's only been 1 season where a non-Dodger team made the World Series in this entire playthrough. Garbage. All right. Now let's get to the offseason. Let's start the offseason and see what we can do. So Joe Adell option year. Obviously, we're going to execute that option. It was $13.5 million. Oh, look at Breeze with the alliteration there. Dodgers winning the World Series again is something we all want, but their fans want to dodge. If the Dodgers don't dodge elimination, then they aren't. You know why they were called the Dodgers, right? I mean, this is something most baseball fans know, because in Brooklyn, they would dodge the trolleys, and the people that would dodge the trolleys were called trolley dodgers, and that's how they got their name. But I'm sure you guys all know that. That's a pretty simple baseball fact. But all right, so he secretly hoped we would make the playoffs, so he's happy there. He wanted us to improve our pathetic stolen bases. I don't care about that. He wants us to re-sign Joey Gallo. I don't want to re-sign Joey Gallo. He's unhappy with our performance. All he wants us to do is achieve a winning record. That should be fine. New budget of $160 million, so that gives us about 20 to spend. Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. Yes, sir. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a trolley. That's the way I always say. Anything else we need to look at? So we extended our contract. Top prospects. We have Jim Denny, who's number 6. Minor league system rankings. We are 4th overall. Jim Denny. Why is Drew Jones still on here? Julio Negron, Luke Lito, and Isaac Pacheco. So most of these guys are going to fall off next year. I don't think there's anything. Korean baseball players. Meh. A lot of people get fired. Tampa fires their GM and their manager. Orioles fire their GM and their manager. Reds fire their manager. San Francisco fires their GM. So a lot of terminations. We go to arbitration. But all right, so Joey Gallo's a pending free agent. He wants $25 million a year for 3 years. So here is decision number 1. Do we offer Joey Gallo a qualifying offer? Qualifying offer is $18.9 million. He's asking for 25 over 3, 25 a year for 3. I don't want to sign him for $25 million, and I don't want to sign him for 18. So if we offer him the qualifying offer and he takes it, we're on the hook for $18.9 million for Joey Gallo. If he doesn't take it, we get a first-round pick when he or if he signs with somebody. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to look at some of these other ARB numbers. You guys tell me what I should do with Joey Gallo while we do it. So let's start with the easy one. So Adonis Medina wants 1.5 or 1.15. So we'll offer all these guys. And again, the reason I do this is because everybody is going to get a bump in, or not everybody, but you potentially get a bump, a fan interest bump, when you re-sign these players. So you sign them to a contract prior to arbitration. It counts as a signing. If the fans like him, you get a fan interest bump. Don't offer Joey Gallo the QO. He's not very good anymore. His contract's down to a 20. I mean, we're not going to re-sign him. It's just so tempting because of what he's asking for. It's so tempting. He's asking for 25 over 3. So that tells me that he wouldn't take 1 year at 18, but you're probably right. Detmers wants 3.1. We'll offer him 3. Langlier at 1.5 is a bargain. Oh, we have some players starting to get kind of expensive here, guys. Jamison Hanna. We have to bring him back. I mean, we have to. Do we have to? All right, I'm going to hold off on him for a second. I want to bring him back. I don't know if I have to bring him back. Lighter wants 5. Can we lock him up long term? So if he wants 5. Will he take a long-term deal? He will. Okay, so that's 5 years at 2041. 5 years, $52 million for a 26. The risk is just slightly too high. Yeah, you're probably right, Random Task. It just, you look at the numbers initially and you go, it feels like it would make sense. It feels like he would decline it just based off of what he's asking for, but you're probably right. So this seems like a pretty good deal to me. 5 years, $52 million for a 26-year-old. Takes him till he's 31. It's a cheap contract. So I'm going to sign Jack Leiter to that. 5 years, $52 million. I'm good with that. Tyler Johnson. Yep. Offer him 1-3. Duplantier, we can probably let walk at this point. Although it's only $1 million, I mean, which means we can bring him back at less than that. So just bring him back. Who cares? $900,000. All right, Zach Veen wants 6. Oh boy. Okay. I feel like it's a 51%. Yeah, you hit that pretty much right on the head, I think. All right, Zach Veen. That's a lot of money. It's actually not that much money in the grand scheme of things. The question is, what am I doing? The question is, with those ratings, do I honestly feel like he'll be able to replicate? I mean, if you just look, if ratings didn't exist and all we were basing it off of were his stats, I feel like that contract, and I could probably, cut some money off that contract, but if you don't look at his ratings and you just look at his stats, I feel like that contract that he's looking for is an absolute bargain, frankly. But, I mean, that's what, 9 years. I wouldn't sign him for 9 years, but that would take him until he's 33. I think we're just going to go 1 year at this point and see if he can keep it going. So he wants 6.8. So let's go 1 year. Oops. It's 6.5. Yeah, Random Task, that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, if ratings didn't exist and there was a fog of war and I was just basing it off of his statistics, I feel like you would want to work something out with him. He's not asking for that much, but his defense is really bad. So he's going to be limited. His bat is really good, but and I wouldn't say it's a function of cores. I mean, he put up a 163 WRC this year in 110 games. And his defensive ratings really shouldn't be that bad. I mean, if you look at his stats, they don't. I mean, these are corner outfielder ratings. There's nothing bad about this. But we're gonna just sign him to the 1 year for now, and go from there. Drew Romo wants 4.1. Will he take 3.9? He won't. Can we sign him to a bit longer term? Oops. Yeah, that's a lot of money. 10 and 12. No, he just wants to do the 1 year deal. Okay. So he wants 4.1, so I'll just offer him 4. Call it a day. All right. Defense doesn't matter. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. All right, so we got Foley, Arias, and Hannah left. And if we look at our minor league system, Do we have anybody who can play center field? Wagner and Pacheco are both corner outfielders. Freeland is a left side of the infield kind of guy. Elijah Hamill's a shortstop. I don't think we have anybody who can really play center field. So I think we need Jamison Hanna to play center field for us. I mean, Drew Jones. No, I take that back. Drew Jones will likely be our starting center fielder next year. But if we do, but we're going to be without. All right. So here's where we are. Next year, we're probably going to have both Pacheco and Wagner up on the big team on the major league roster. Combined with Luke Lito, Drew Jones can be our starting center fielder with Veen and Adele on either side of him. So when Jones needs to sit, Adele can play center. As much as I hate to do this, I think it's time to say goodbye to Jamison Hanna. Man, I don't want to. We're going to save him for last. We're going to save him for last because that's a decision I don't want to make. All right, so Foley wants $13.5 million as our closer. Okay. Will you take 3 at 12? Because it seems like a decent number for a closer long term. No. That's a lot of money for a closer, an arbitration number for a closer. Arias. He was so good defensively. All right, we'll give him the 1 year at 6. And then we'll see what Willy Castro is looking for, and maybe we can make a move. Don't say bye without a ceremony. I'm sitting here, Neo, and I just I'm sure you guys have all done this. There's a player that you just latch onto, and no matter I remember I had a series with the Red Sox previously where I had Austin Shenton. I got him from Seattle, and I kept him on the team for like a decade. I don't know that I'm going to have a spot for Hanna. And Foley wants an ass ton of money. What can I get in a deal for him? Like nothing. Like that's trash. Really? I think it's probably I don't know. Based on what I can get for him in return, I feel like the smartest move is to sign him to a 1-year contract, and then maybe next year see if he's looking for a qualifying offer. I mean, we're not strapped for cash. I mean, we've got $20 million. So he wants 13. What if I offered him 12.5? No, 12.6. All right, so that saves about $750,000 off of what he was asking for. It's all of your guys. And I guess that's what we're like in real life too, right? I mean, we as fans, we hold on, or we get like locked into our own prospects, and we overvalue our own players. What am I putting into player dev and scouting? Like $24 million into each. I've got all right, I'm going to offer him 12.6. It's a lot of money, but it's fine. A lot. I got 24 million in development, 21 into scouting, 5 obviously into international amateurs, and then 12 into the draft budget. So, I mean, I suppose I could dump more into this if I needed to, but I got a ton of money into both. I suppose I could just bump this up to 24 and max it out. Yeah. All right. We're going to say goodbye to Jamison Hanna. I appreciate everything he's done for us. It has been a wonderful 5 years for Jamison Hanna. It was a wonderful year. He was terrific for us. About as good a backup outfielder as you could ask for. But I think it is time to move on from him. 5 straight seasons of 300 hitting. Career OPS of 848, OPS plus of 115. Put up at least 1.3 WAR every single season for us. And he was an afterthought. We called him up in 2022 because we were dealing with injuries. We called him up from Double-A, and he was hitting like 430 in his first like 110 at bats or something like that. But I think it's time to move on from Jamison Hanna. That hurts. All right. So all of these guys are going away because I didn't sign them. Actually, let me do this. Let's see how many of them will come back. All right. And then if we go back here, what does Matt Foster want to come back? All right, we'll let him go to free agency. We can probably bring him back for less than that. All right, and we're going to sim forward. Making all the ones and O's feel much better. Yes, it's more about me than it is the ones and zeros, but yes, it's making me feel better. It's more painful for me to say goodbye to Jamison Hanna than it is for computer-generated Jamison Hanna to go elsewhere. I want to know why Colorado's Double-A team is in Hartford, Connecticut. That's what I want to know. Okay. A lot of these guys signed. So we got a fan bump for Jason Foley. Not that we needed it. Same with Shane Langlier. Our fan interest is in 89. So, I mean, we're in okay shape there. Arias signed. Romo signed. We're waiting on Jack Leiter. Okay, so Jack Leiter signed his contract. 5 years, $52 million. So he's locked down. Our very first draft pick is locked down until he will be 31 years old. Orioles are offering us a 37-year-old pitcher. I'm good. Thank you. Zach Veen signs his contract. Fans like that. So the Dodgers, with a four-peat, AL Gold Glove winners, Ryan Rolison, MJ Melendez, Evan White, Noelvi Marte, Adalberto Mondesi, Nick Allen, Riley Green, Parker Meadows, and Brandon Marsh. Mondesi wins it at third base. He was playing shortstop for us before we traded him. He just continues to mash. His ratings don't suggest that he should, but he just continues to hit the ball. Look at his one full season in Colorado. Are you kidding me? That's just crazy talk right there. And in the National League, Zach Gallen, Camposano, Hosmer, Freeman, Chapman, Tamar Johnson. We didn't win a Gold Glove. Are you kidding? Okay. Tamar Johnson was better. That's fine. 26.3 zone rating. That's higher than I think I have ever seen on a shortstop. So that's fair. All right. Reliever of the year. Come on. AL reliever of the year. Beck Way. That's a name. Beck Way of the Yankees. In the National League, Julio Urias wins it. 50 saves and a 1.31 ERA. Jason Foley finished second. We had two in the top five, Foley and Detmers. Platinum Stick, Silver Slugger, whatever you want to call it. In the American League, Adley Rutschman, Yordan Alvarez, Kevin Biggio, Yohan Moncada, Gleyber Torres, Kyle Tucker, Mike Trout, Jaden O'Grady, and Marcell Ozuna. In the National League, Michael Lorenzen, Will Smith, Johnny Sicoli, Ozzie Albies, Jose Ramirez with the Rockies, Tatis, Eloy Jimenez, Cody Bellinger, Ronald Acuna. Rookie of the Year. Brendan Bobo of the Red Sox, 248. That's a bad year for rookies in the American League. And in the National League, Zach Roth of the Cincinnati Reds. Drew Jones finished third. Manager of the Year. Jung Bum Che of the Tigers. And Dave Roberts wins it again in the National League for the Dodgers. Pitcher of the Year. AL Pitcher of the Year goes to Yoendrys Gomez, 11-1. Wow, look at that. With a 2.09 ERA in 24 starts. That is a good starting pitcher. And Mitch Keller wins it in the National League. Not a surprise. Tyler Glasnow finished 5th. And your MVPs. In the American League, Kyle Tucker of the Astros, 330, 35 home runs, 87 knocked in. And in the National League, Cody Bellinger, that's garbage, 53 home runs, 122 RBIs. Jose Ramirez finishes 3rd, followed by 3 Atlanta Braves. And then Sam Wesniak finishes, 7th? Cool. So not much in awards there. It's a bit depressing. Now we get on to the offseason. And see what we can do to... I sit here and say, what can we do to improve the team? We won 104 damn games last year. So, I don't know that there's much that needs to be done. I just feel like the teams around us need to get worse. I don't know if that's going to happen, but the teams around us need to get worse. All right, let's get to free agency and see what we see. I don't really know what we need. I don't really think there's much that we need. Anybody any good coming over from Japan? Not really. Not particularly. Or I guess that's Korea. No, that is Japan. All right, so international free agents. Anybody any good? Huh. Nobody. All right. Some big names in free agency. Gavin Lux. Rafael Devers. Kevin Biggio, Willy Castro, Anthony Rendon, DeGrom, Lau, Senzel, and Yordan Alvarez. All right. So, if we go back to a 5-man rotation, let's kind of call up the players that we think are going to be on the team next season anyway. And then I have to go here, Ben Guess. All right, so if we go back to when we go back to a 5-man rotation, we're going to have that with Dunn potentially gone and Denny in his place. So I don't think we need to do anything pitching-wise. Maybe we bring in another front of the bullpen guy to kind of put in there with Foley and Detmers, but we'll take a look. Lineup wise, there's stuff we need, I guess. So Jones is going to be our center fielder. Adele's going to be our right fielder. Veen's going to be our left fielder. As it stands right now, Angel Janau is our second baseman. And Arias is our shortstop. I wouldn't be averse to upgrading both, to be honest. Although, if we're going to upgrade from Arias, it has to be somebody who's, frankly, just as good defensively. We have our backup corner infielders and our backup... God, I'm hot. Backup corner infielders and backup corner outfielders between Wagner, Pacheco, and Lido. What we don't have is a backup well, I guess Pacheco can play short a little bit, So we need a backup middle infielder, although I guess we could train. I guess Hanau could be that backup middle infielder if we signed a second baseman. All right, let's see what we have for middle infielders. Actually, you know what I want to do first? I want to do this. I want to see if there's a market out there for Justin Dunn. A little bit. Just a little bit. It's all relievers. Come on, really? I find that hard to believe. Nobody wants Justin Dunn. Really? Are you serious? Let's look at the trade block. There's nothing there. Huh. Nobody wants Justin Dunn, huh? It's a bit surprising. Okay. All right. So we've got Willy Castro, Cavan Biggio, Nico Horner, Luis Ariz, Jeter Downs. So we've got some options. Downs is not any better than what we have, so we can cross him off the list right away. Ariz can't field, and he's fragile, and he'll have an empty 300 batting average. Nico Horner's a pretty good second baseman. He's good defensively, but he's fragile. Cavan Biggio is pretty good defensive. Well, I guess he's average defensively with a better bat. And he had a good year last year. 5.5 WAR. I feel like Castro is the mark. I mean, defensively, he's... I mean, maybe we sign Castro and then we move Arias to second. I mean, I'd love to make a run at... I mean, Lux is okay defensively at second. My clubhouse leadership, I think, is fine. Yeah, Biggio's a captain. Yeah, team chemistry is ecstatic. We don't have a ton of leaders. Romo, Dunn, and Pacheco. So, I mean, that's a plus for bringing in Cavan Biggio. Castro is a fan favorite, high leader, high work ethic. I mean, he's the best player in free agency, and he fits a need for us. I mean, we can just put him at second base. The second base ratings are even better than the shortstop ratings. We've got the money to do it. I feel like Castro is a no-brainer, unless I'm completely missing something here. He's a switch hitter. It's extremely popular. We could probably get him for $22, $23 million. I mean, I'm not signing him to a 9-year contract. I mean, let's not get crazy here. But I would be fine with like that. And if I shaved $1 million off of each one, would he take that? $20, $22, $25, $27, $24. I mean, I don't know if he would take 5 years given that he wants 9. But let's see. Yeah, so he wants, looks like he wants a minimum of 7. So if I talk him down to 6, I know my offer is aggressively low. But I don't want to give him 8 years or 9 years. So, you know, whatever. So if we give him something like that, it's 6 years. Got a player opt out after 4. He asked for 7. He might take 6. We'll see. Okay, so he would take something like this. This is a 6-year, 75, 95. 95 and 46 is 95 and 46, 139. So 6 years, $139 million. For a 29-year-old shortstop, this takes him until he's, I mean, potentially 35. I mean, that's a long time. But I have to, I mean, he's gonna get paid, so I have to hope that. I mean, he fits an obvious hole in our lineup. He becomes our leadoff hitter. He becomes our starting second baseman. And we've got the money to spend. This counteroffer looks reasonable. I've got the money to spend, so why not spend it? You know, I might be a little more patient if I was doing this offline and just sitting in my living room playing, but, you know, be a little bit more aggressive for the stream. You know, a little bit, some flashier plays here than maybe I would do normally. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is we're shedding one big contract in Joey Gallo and just picking up another. And Castro doesn't appear as if, I mean, he's gotten better, frankly, over the last 2 years. So it doesn't look like he's declining as well. It doesn't look like he's declining that much. Dropped a little bit in March. His contact spiked in June of this past season. All right, I'm gonna make that offer, and see if 6 years, $141 million. So I was off by $2 million. I can't math. Was there a no trade clause in there that I missed? Damn it. Okay. Well, it's too late now. Too late now. Anyway. So yeah. All right. So we made that offer. We'll plug him into the starting lineup. And I think now, let's see what we can do about Dunn. Maybe if I attach somebody to Dunn, let's sim ahead a day so we can get some different offers. He will decline, it's a matter of, yeah, of course he will. You know, I mean, but just like Jose Ramirez, I signed Ramirez to a 6-year deal. If I can get 4 years out of him, if he declines the last 2 years, I mean, that's what happens with baseball contracts. So, all right, so let's, if I attach somebody to Dunn, somebody like Freeland, who I knew I was likely to move on from anyway, does that change the replies? Yeah, it does. I mean, that gets us a ton of offers now. Anybody we're interested in, though? Not really. Cardinals giving away some talent. Yeah, I gotta go for it. Again, it's if it was a stream at my house where if it was offline or something, you know, things might be a little different, but I gotta go for it here, I think. So. Wow, Julio Rodriguez he's been hurt. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for whatever reason, they just don't like Justin Dunn. And I mean, that's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not like he's costing us a fortune, you know, at 10.8. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's fine. But what do I want to do? No, not upcoming free agents. Let's look. The other thing I wanted to do was just look and see what relievers were here. See if there's anybody not overly expensive. This is the international guy. Freddie Peralta. He's Milwaukee, right? Yeah. So they made him a bullpen arm. Gonsolin wants $16 million. Well, I guess we're not bringing him back. Guess he thinks he's a starter. Matt Foster wants 4. He's neutral. Bring Edwin Diaz back again. Jordan Hicks. Extreme ground ball pitcher. That might be the play. And he's low greed, low loyalty, low adaptability, but great stuff, great movement. We all know about his fastball, and he's an extreme ground ball pitcher. So let's make a run at Jordan Hicks on a short-term contract. Yeah, no. Let's see if we can get this wonderful 3-year team option move. Let's see if he'll take it. He will. Okay. So we get Jordan Hicks 1 year at $10 million. I'm content with that. Let's sim ahead. See what we get. See if we get a reply back from Willy Castro. And I think what we'll do is we'll sim up to the Rule 5, see if we can get these guys to sign, and then we'll call it a stream. Because I got to work tomorrow. Yeah, okay, so Castro wants more money. Boston has made the best offer. 7 years, $25 million. Shoot. Okay. Do I get into a negotiation battle working as a sucker's game? Yeah, you got that right, man. You got that right. Except when I'm working, I'm sitting right here. So, I don't exactly have to work hard. So, this is my workstation as well as my PlayStation. That's how I'm able to get videos out a few times a week, because I literally will work I'll literally play in the middle of the day. So if I decide because I eat my lunch and stuff while I'm sitting here working, so I can justify taking an hour in the middle of my day to play a video game. So I'll record a video in the middle of my workday. Become a yeah, they're all those big time OOTP professional streamers out there. Yeah. Man, my hand-eye coordination isn't good enough to stream anything other than games like this. I could professionally stream OOTP and Minecraft. That would be about it. So do I get into a negotiating battle with the Red Sox here? Do I throw some money at Willy Castro? I mean, it means I would have to pull the offer from Hicks unless I could find somebody to take Dunn. But do I just go after it with Willy Castro? I mean, he absolutely fills a hole, but is that money that I want to spend? Because, I mean, I don't know how high this is going to go. So do I set a number? Do I make him another offer, set a number for myself, and call it a day? And if he takes it, great. And if he doesn't, we move on to plan B? Is that what we do here? Because if we went... Because I think initially we went 6. So if we do like... He wants that 7th year. 27 mil. That's a shit ton of money, Random Task. You think he's worth it? That's a ton of money. Let's see if he'll take 25. I can't offer him 25. I don't have enough money in the payroll. All right, so we have to... See, I don't want to trade Dunn, though, until I know I have... Until I have him locked down, so... Neo, I don't have any idea, man. I don't have a plan B in my head yet. Plan B is probably Janao and Arias. Or maybe we go back to Kiner Falefa and get him for, $5 million. We know Kiner Falefa can play the position. He's not going to hit as well as Castro, but let's try that. 7 years, $173 million for Willy Castro. And see if we can get my man. The total rebuild. There we go. Everybody's for sale. Okay, so that wasn't today. Hall of Fame voting. Trevor Story. Old friend Trevor Story re-signs with the Minnesota Twins. let's look at Trevor Story's career. So we moved on from him right after the first year, and it looks like we made the right decision. He's had a couple of 25, 30 home run years, but that average really dropped. So, okay, Hall of Fame voting. Carlos Beltran, Adrian Beltre. You got that right. 104 wins to last place. I just got to sign Bobby Valentine and make him my manager, and it will be complete. I can't vote for Robinson Cano. He gets suspended for steroids once. That's fine. He gets suspended twice. You know, you got a bit of a problem, man. Something you need to look into. Andrew Jones, I think belongs in. He's not going to get in, but I think he belongs in. Joe Mauer, because they have him listed as a catcher. Dustin Pedroia, I'm going to vote for Petey. And it's not PT, it's not P-E-T-E-Y, it's P-E-D-E-Y. Let's go OOTP, fix it. Albert Pujols. Sabathia. Ichiro. The second best day of your life, what was the first? I feel like you're setting me up for something, but what was the first? Who is my 10th? Scott Rowland. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to the winter meetings. Yeah, I think plan B is probably Kiner Falefa. Just go back to Kiner Falefa. The first wasn't a joke. Was it a marriage or kid or something like that? Meeting a famous athlete? So we lost Tony Gonsolin. He signed a $45 million contract for 4 years with the Cubs. Willy Castro likes our contract, as does Jordan Hicks. Wedding day. I hear you, man. I liked my wedding day so much I did it twice. First marriage didn't exactly work out. Your wife is watching the stream with you. Hello, Mrs. Random Task. I've been married twice. The first one didn't exactly work out. Second one has worked out famously. I will be married. My 15th wedding anniversary is in 10 days, actually. So the second time, things worked out. Hey, we signed Willy Castro. We gave up a third-round pick, but we signed Willy Castro to a 7-year, $173 million contract. That is a ton of money. That one hurts, but we got our man, as they say. Are you congratulating me for the wedding anniversary or for Willy Castro? Either way, thank you. Okay, let's move him to second base. Okay, that's a thing. That just happened. Double congratulations. Yes, sir. All right, so okay, these were all the minor league free agents we signed. We signed Willy Castro. We got our man, Gavin Lux, signs with the Yankees, so that's good. Gets him out of Los Angeles. Anything that can happen that will make the Dodgers not as good, I'm all for. Their pitching staff, man, they're going to be hard to compete with. All right, so winter meetings. Anything else? So we have $655,000 left this year. We have $6 million next year. I think it's time to bump ticket prices. $39 to come to Coors Field and see the Colorado Rockies next season. We've bumped our scouting budget. Our development budget is fine. I think we have to find a way to move on from Dunn. We got Glasnow for one more year. Well, two more technically, this year and then next year is a team option. A lot of our young players are going to start to get expensive. You can see next year Wozniak jumps up to $6 million. But I think we're okay because by the time Castro gets even more expensive, Ramirez is going to be off the books. So I think we have it sort of positioned okay. But again, I want to go back and see if we can move on from Justin Dunn. It's still just garbage. It just doesn't make any sense. I would rather pick up somebody who's only signed for a year. I could bring Dominguez back. No. I like this guy. Would you trade me him for... Where is he? Oh, okay, because everybody's going to be over budget. Okay. Have I ever gotten a good... Yeah, we got Sam Wesniak from the Shop a Player offer. Yeah, he was a Shop a Player. We offered Oswald Peraza up, and we got Wesniak in return. So, yeah, that one was good. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen very often. The way I look at it, anytime I hear anybody complain about the trade engine in this, either through, not that you're complaining, through either the Shop a Player or when the AI makes you an offer, because I don't remember the last time I accepted a trade offer made by the AI. And people complain that the deals are awful. Well, sure, if you're an opposing GM, wouldn't you try to take advantage of the team that you're trying to make a deal with? I always look at that offer from the AI as sort of the first offer, and maybe you can go back in and find something else. But yeah, I tend to get better deals from the Shop a Trade than I do coming in from the AI. I also don't want to spend 2 hours sitting here and trying to move Justin Dunn. So if I can find something reasonable, I would probably take it. But it doesn't look like I'm going to get anything reasonable. What about for Foley? Has that changed at all? Yeah, it just looks like nobody has any money. And that's, I think, if we go to initiate trade, we just look at some of the teams. Diamondbacks have a little bit of money. What is this? Oh, did I make this trade offer last year? Apparently the Braves still don't want to do it. The Braves have a little bit of money. Orioles are below budget. Red Sox have money. I can make another deal with the Red Sox. I feel like every trade I make is with them. The White Sox have no money. The Cubs have no money. The Reds have a little bit. So there are teams with a little bit of money. All right, so we're just going to keep going. Let's see if we can sign Hicks. If he asks for more money, we're just going to pass on him. The last good offer you got was in 2016. They offered you Jorge Soler for Chris Sale. Trading is easy at easy. Yeah, it absolutely is. All right, so we signed Jordan Hicks as well. So we have our bullpen set. And I think now we start to look at who is expendable for next season. We have, because some of these pitchers are going to have to go down whether I want to send them down or not. Because we have Denny, Dunn, Glasnow, Guess, Leiter, Parker, Patino, Smith. That's 8 right there. Then you have Hicks and Foley. That's 10. Medina is 11. Detmers is 12. So that means the 13th spot is going to be between Conine, Tyler Johnson, Thibaut Mercardier, and I'm missing somebody. One other person. So we got, and I guess, maybe we could have some AAA depth, assuming those players actually make it through waivers. But let's see. Elijah Hamill's never going to play. So let's see what sort of deals we can get. Yes, trading it easy is very, very easy. I don't think I've ever played this game with trading it easy. I think at a bare minimum I started it, whatever the default setting was, but it's way too easy at easy. Huh. He looks pretty good. But the last thing we need is another pitcher. I say managing Colorado, Chris Hawes. He's pretty good. Matt Allen from the Mets. He's a leader. Looks like all bullpen arms. I don't want to trade two of my... I mean, they are expendable, but I would rather not trade two of my expendable arms for a bullpen piece who's not even going to make the major leagues. All right, so guys, I think we're gonna call it here. I'm gonna leave it at the start of the winter meetings. I will. The next episode will be the rest of the off season / game number 1 in April. You define easy as any. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean the trading, if it's not on hard, is too easy, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way. I think they've done a nice job with it this year. I feel like the trades, I feel like if I work hard enough at it, I can make deals that work. And unfortunately right now, since it's almost 10 o'clock, I'm too damn tired to sit here and try to make it work with Justin Dunn. I think what I'll do is in my next video, that'll give me some time to sort of do it offline and take some time and sort of fiddle around and figure it out. But we made some good progress. We finished the season 104-58. We lost in the wild card game to the San Diego Padres, and then as the offseason started, we got our guy, as Random Task said, and we picked up Willy Castro to be our starting second baseman for the next 7 years. We're going to be paying this dude until he's 36 years old. But we got to go for it. We got the team. We have the pitching. We have the offense. We just need that little extra push. Our pitchers will all presumably be better next year. Ben Guess is just getting better and better and better. Jack Leiter's still getting better. We got Denny, who's coming up and will be starting for us next season. Patino is going to presumably will have a nice season. So I think, once again, we're in pretty good shape. I'll take 104 wins. At any rate, guys, I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me tonight. Next Sunday will probably be the next stream. So we'll have, one more episode between now and then. So we'll do the rest of the off season and probably April in the next episode. And then next Sunday we'll probably do May, June, and July. So appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you next week. Everybody have a good night. Have a good rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon.